This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. "8:45 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news, edited by Lakshman Fonseca and read by Mario Vijayawardena. The headlines. The fuel quota will be doubled from next Tuesday. 12,000 private buses to operate continuously during the O-level examination period. The China Petroleum and Chemical Co. Sinopec clarifies false media reports. Online appointment system for the issuance of passports starts from next month. The Ministry of Buddha Sasana to allocate 100 million rupees to develop temples. Prime Minister Modi inaugurates parliamentary building amid opposition boycott. The Minister of Power and Energy, Kanchana Wijesekara, says that the fuel quota will be doubled from next Tuesday. The minister said that the government hopes to increase the existing 7-litre weekly fuel quota for motorcycles and 3-wheelers to 14 litres. He said the fuel quota for registered hiring 3-wheelers will be 22 litres and there will be a 125-litre quota for buses and lorries. The minister added that the fuel quota revision is planned to be carried out along with the fuel price revision. Minister Wijesekara made these comments while joining a public meeting in the Valigama area. The Lanka Private Bus Owners Association says that a sufficient number of buses will be operated without any hindrance in view of the GCE O-level examination. The president of the association, Gamunu Wijeratna, requests the bus drivers to give priority to the students travelling in uniform to sit for the exams from tomorrow to the 8th of June. He said the children will be able to reach their examination centres without any hindrance and their buses will continue to operate from tomorrow until the 8th of June. He also requested the bus operators not to go on emergency bus strikes during this period. Moreover, he also highlighted that 12,000 private buses will continuously be operated as usual to provide transport services during this period. The China Petroleum and Chemical Co. Sinopec has released a media release to clarify false media reports over the company. The company came to an agreement with the government as a solution to local suppliers' shortages in foreign currency for imports amid an economic crisis in the island. Accordingly, the China state-owned Sinopec through Sinopec Fuel Oil Lanka Private Limited can now import and sell petroleum products to the Sri Lankan market. The office of the president said in a press release that the Sinopec, along with its affiliated companies, is set to commence operations in Sri Lanka within 45 days following the issuance of the licence. Power and Energy Minister Kanchana Wijesekara said the deal gives Sinopec a 20-year licence to operate 150 fuel stations currently run by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, and it also provides for Sinopec investment into 50 new fuel stations. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Controller General of the Department of Immigration and Emigration, Harsha Ilukpitiya, says prior online appointment systems for the issuance of passports will help to stop illegal operations. He said a new online system for the issuance of passports will start from the 1st of June. He said, under the new system, the public will be able to apply for their passports online from the comforts of their homes and will not be required to visit the Department of Immigration and Emigration. 50 divisional secretariats are to be assigned to obtain the fingerprints of the applicants, while the payments for the passports can be made online or via the Bank of Ceylon, he added. The Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs has announced that nearly 100 million rupees will be spent to develop temples across the country to mark this year's Poson Poya. The Secretary to the Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Somaratna Vidanapatran, said, in consultation with the Ministry of Education and the Chief Prelates, facilities of Dhamma schools will also be upgraded. The Secretary to the Ministry of Buddha Sasana stated that 3.1 million rupees have already been allocated to the District Secretary of Anuradhapura. Meanwhile, the Railway Department announces that special train services will be operated during the Poson week. Accordingly, 10 extra trains will leave from Colombo Fort to Anuradhapura. Additionally, the SLTB has also added 400 extra buses on the same route to provide better transport facilities for the pilgrims.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Commissioner General of Examinations, Amit Jayasundara, says that candidates who misbehave at examination centres and commit fraud would be punished and their candidature would be cancelled with immediate effect. He reminds them that the department has the authority to ban candidates sitting for public examinations for life if they commit fraud and malpractices. Last year, 234 candidates were not issued their results since they had committed fraud and misdeeds at the examination centres, he added. The Commissioner General also said school heads and parents should make their children aware that they should adhere to the rules and regulations issued by the supervisors at the examination centres and face the examination therein.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And now in Watchlight, the National Dengue Control Unit has reported that a staggering 25% of dengue cases identified are amongst children. Dr. Nalin Aryarathna, the director of the unit, emphasizes the urgent need for parents to be vigilant over the issue. Dr. Aryarathna also advises that the usual waiting period of 2 days before seeking medical attention for infants displaying symptoms of fever should be disregarded, and immediate medical attention is crucial in these situations to ensure timely treatment and effective management. That came to you in Watchlight. In World News Headlines, Prime Minister Modi inaugurates parliamentary building amid opposition boycott. Kiev hit by new massive Russian drone attack. 4 UK MPs asked to repay driving fines claimed on expenses. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated India's new parliament building amid protests and boycotts. Most opposition parties did not participate, saying they wanted the president instead of Mr. Modi to open the building. During the ceremony, some of India's top wrestlers were detained when they tried to reach the new parliament to protest. The new building has replaced the British-era parliament. Ceremonies leading up to a formal inauguration began at 7 today. Mr. Modi unveiled a plaque dedicating the building to the nation and later addressed a gathering of lawmakers. Last week, 19 parties, including the Congress, announced their collective decision to boycott the ceremony. They criticized the government for not asking President Draupadi Murmu, who is head of state, to open the new building. They also denounced the decision to hold the event on the birth anniversary of Hindu nationalist ideologue V.D. Savarkar. Russia has carried out a new massive drone attack on Ukraine's capital, Kiev. Kiev's mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, said a man died when drone wreckage fell near a petrol station. A woman was injured. Overall, Russia launched a record 54 so-called kamikaze drones on Ukrainian targets, 52 of which were shot down, Ukraine's Air Force reports. Russia, which launched its full-scale invasion in February 2022, has stepped up its attacks on Kiev, seeking to overwhelm the capital's defenses. At least 2 high-rise buildings in different districts of the capital caught fire after being hit by falling drone fragments. Kiev officials also report that warehouses in the southern Holeskivsky district had been set ablaze. More than 40 drones were downed over the capital overnight, Ukrainian officials said. This information has not been independently verified. 4 UK MPs are being asked to repay hundreds of pounds in driving fines which they claimed on expenses. Government Minister Amanda Soloway claimed an £80 fixed penalty issued by the Transport for London in 2020. Tory MPs Simon Hore and Bim Afalami and SNP MP Dave Dugan also put through similar claims. MPs are not allowed to claim for fines and some were wrongfully paid out, but at least one MP is understood to have already paid back the money. Ms Soloway, Derby North MP and Energy Minister claimed back a fixed penalty notice which was issued on the 2nd of July 2020 according to the Independent Parliamentary Standards Authority's Expenses Register. Mr Dugan, SNP MP for Angus, claimed for a £160 fine in January 2022. The watchdog, which is also responsible for setting MPs' pay independent of Parliament, said that it has changed its expenses process to ensure any future claims will not be paid out. And now the main points of the World News segment once again. Prime Minister Modi inaugurates parliamentary building amid opposition boycott. Kiev hit by a new massive Russian drone attack. 4 UK MPs asked to repay driving fines claimed on expenses. That was World News.
Development News.
The State Minister for Investment Promotion, Dilum Amanugama, says the government has given approval to start water villas, with 26 islets being identified for development. Minister Amanugama said the government had received proposals for water villas, but the state could not approve this as the Coast Conservation Department government had not approved the project earlier. He added the department has now given the approval for 26 islets and the department has also given approval for tourism and leisure activities to another 15 locations. That was development news. And now in sports news, Sri Lanka Cricket SLC is to launch a new coaching program for women through which SLC hopes to create women's coaching pools. In line with this initiative, the Coach Education Unit of SLC will conduct a level coaching program that will focus on current female cricket coaches currently operating in schools and clubs. Level 0. Sri Lanka Cricket said the program will create a pathway for female coaches to qualify for SLC conducted Level 1, 2 and 3 coaching courses, in turn helping them reach the international coaching platform. This Level 0 program is open to women physical instructors and women sports trainers of the Ministry of Sports and Education working in schools island-wide too.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Sri Lankan Embassy has launched a program to promote Ceylon tea in Tehran recently. The program was launched in line with the International Tea Day. The event was arranged in collaboration with the Sri Lanka Tea Board and the Iranian tea research and development expert and social media activist Hassan Afshari. The promotion aimed to raise public awareness and popularize Ceylon tea among tea consumers in Iran, enabling Sri Lanka to expand the Ceylon tea market in West Asia.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Economic news, courtesy of
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 goals at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
The Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority anticipates revenues of $2 billion in 2023. The authority said more Chinese tourists are expected to arrive in the coming months and there will be better revenue from the industry. Tourists to Sri Lanka this year have primarily comprised of Russians and Indians, with a few visitors from the UK and Australia and other countries making up the rest. China currently occupies the 6th place in terms of tourist arrivals. The Tourism Development Authority said Sri Lanka has welcomed 503,000 tourists in total from January to May 2023. It was an improvement from the 719,978 that arrived in all of 2022.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Weather report.
The Met Department predicts showers or thunder showers to occur at several places over the island during the evening or night. Showers will occur in the western and Sabaragamu provinces and in the Gala and Mathura districts in the morning too. Showers will occur at a few places in the sea areas off the coast extending from Puttalama to Mathura via Colombo and Gala. The sea areas off the coast extending from Puttalama to Kankasanturai via Mannarama and from Kaluthara to Pottuvil via Gala and Hambantota will be fairly rough at times. The other sea areas around the island will be slight to moderate. Temporarily strong gusty winds and very rough seas can be expected during the thunder showers. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The fuel quota will be doubled from next Tuesday. 12,000 private buses to operate continuously during the O-level examination period. The China Petroleum and Chemical Corps SINAPEC clarifies false media reports. Online appointment system for the issuance of passports starts from next month. The Ministry of Buddha Sasana to allocate 100 million rupees to develop temples. Prime Minister Modi inaugurates parliamentary building amid opposition boycott. That concludes this news broadcast. You're with Radio Sri Lanka.